Let's get into the absolute best heroes for ranking up this April. We're breaking it all down, official stats, pro player wisdom, and the latest patch updates. So you get the ultimate cheat sheet for easy wins. Oh, and we're not stopping there. We've got top tier recommendations on core items, emblems, talents, and battle spells to make sure you're not just winning, you're dominating and making your opponents question their life choices. Let's get to it. Gatot Kacha is the tank that just won't die and gets scarier the closer he gets to it. His passive, Still Bones, makes him tankier at low HP, turning him into a rage-powered wall of frustration. And just when enemies think they've got him, boom! His rage maxes out, boosting his basic attacks and healing him like a boss battle in hard mode. But he's not just tough. He's a teamfight nightmare. His ultimate sends enemies flying with a massive knock-up, perfect for ruining strategies and making opponents rethink their life choices. Hylos is a walking fortress with a mana hoarding habit. His passive, Thickened Blood, turns mana into extra HP, making him tankier the more he stacks. Run out of mana? No problem. He just starts burning HP to keep casting like a true maniac. His Ring of Punishment is a never-ending AoE damage party, turning early trades into a magical blender. Except, the enemies are the ones getting diced. Want to see regret in real time? Just walk up, activate your skills, and watch them panic and sprint away. Glue is a sticky nightmare that just won't let go. His passive, Stick, slows enemies and nerfs their damage against glue like a lag spike. Then comes Split, where he explodes into gooey bits, zips around with a temporary movement speed boost, and regenerates HP like his hacking. And the grand finale, he latches onto enemies like a clingy ex, transferring a portion of the damage he receives onto his host and turning them into his personal punching bag. Good luck shaking him off. Basha is the anti-heal enforcer, slapping a no heals allowed sign on enemies with his passive, Basha Mark. But the real fun, Basha Shield Unity turns him into a high-speed bumper car rolling across the map like he's late for a delivery. 1 second he's top lane, next he's crashing into your team. Hear that rumbling noise? That's Basha, and you better run. Edith is built different, a tank marksman hybrid that can both soak up damage and dish it out. She's an excellent teamfight initiator with her crowd control skills, but the real madness begins with her ultimate, Primal Wrath. This lets her absorb damage like a sponge, turning it into pure unfiltered rage. The more damage she takes, the stronger she becomes once she ejects from Phylax, her tanky mecha. So before activating her ultimate, let enemies punch you first. No, seriously, just stay in the heat of battle and collect Wrath like a savings account. The more Wrath she collects, the higher the stats her ultimate gives once it's activated. Upon activation, she transforms from a melee tank into a long-range, lightning-blasting nightmare. It's like saying, "You wanted to fight? Too bad. Now I'm the boss battle." Granger's Rhapsody fires 6 deadly shots, but you can pause mid-barrage like an action hero to mix in other skills. His Rondo Dash gives him mobility and recharges energy, because even a Demon Hunter needs to reload. Better yet, he can use it while blasting, turning him into a moving machine gun. And his Death Sonata, it also works mid-Rhapsody. Granger isn't just shooting, he's orchestrating destruction, juggling dashes, shots, and ultimates like a one-man rock concert. Irithel's Jungle Heart lets her run and gun, charging up extra firepower with every step, because walking shouldn't be wasted. Her Force of the Queen slows enemies like they're stuck in quicksand, making kiting a breeze. Then there's Heavy Crossbow, her ultimate. She jumps once for style points and then unleashes chaos, turning into a walking turret. Get caught in this? See you at the respawn screen. Popple and Koopa are the ultimate duo, like Batman and Robin, but with extra bite. Popple doesn't need a babysitter. He brought his own. His traps? Turds of pure annoyance, catching enemies like they stepped in glue. And when they pop "We Are Angry," their ultimate, it's full beast mode. No, literally. More stats, stronger skills, and zero mercy. Moral of the story? Never tick off a wolf and his even angrier bestie. Melissa is basically a one-girl wrecking crew with a built-in security system. Falling, her first skill, isn't just a dash, it's also a speed boost for destruction, letting her zoom into battle and out of it if needed, and rapid-fire enemies into oblivion. Then there's Eyes on You, where she summons Muddles, her creepy puppet sidekick, to harass enemies inside its range. If they step in, surprise! Her basic attacks now deal extra damage because why fight fair when you can fight smarter? And when melee enemies try to crash her party, Melissa just hits go away. Literally. She throws up a massive nope zone, repelling anyone who dares step too close. It's like slamming the door in their face, but magically and with a lot more attitude. 1-1 is basically a turbocharged aimbot. Her passive, Tiger Pace, lets her dash after every shot, making her harder to catch than lag-free Wi-Fi. She also scans enemies for weak spots like she's got built-in wall hacks. Once she tags all weak points, Crossbow Tang activates, aka Airborne Delete Mode. She jumps, rains arrows, and dodges everything, turning fights into her personal highlight reel. Try to stop her? Nope. By the time she lands, you're either gone or questioning your choices. If you want to stay updated on the latest meta heroes in Mobile Legends, hit like, share this video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. CC, the buoyant performer, is what happens when someone takes a yo-yo way too seriously. This hyperactive fighter zips around, dishing out endless damage while staying ridiculously mobile. Each hit makes her faster and boosts her spell vamp, and at max stacks, she turns into an even bigger blur of destruction. Yo-Yo Blitz locks onto the nearest enemy for a relentless 3.5 second beatdown, while Buoyant Bounce lets her parkour across the battlefield, jumping again if she lands on an enemy hero. Fast, bouncy, and annoyingly persistent, CC makes sure you never escape her clutches. Lucas is basically a martial artist with a built-in rage mode. His flash combo gets stronger the more he punches, while flash step lets him dash in and amp his next attack. So good luck escaping. Then there's Unleash the Beast, aka you're about to get wrecked mode. Once fully charged, he transforms into a sacred beast with insane buffs. If Lucas starts growing, run or get comboed into the next season. But Dong isn't just punching, he's mashing the attack button like a maniac. His Fist Wind counts as a basic attack, letting him stack attack effects ridiculously fast. Fist Break, a dash that traps enemies behind a wall, setting them up for a one-way ticket to Stun City. Then comes Fist Crack, where he unleashes an unstoppable punch barrage. Julian is basically a combo wizard with no ultimate, but who even needs one when all of your skills are busted? He's tricky to master, but once you do, he turns into a human highlight reel, juking enemies and outplaying them so hard they uninstall. His gimmick? Skill combos. Depending on how you mix them up, his abilities get juiced up, making him agile, destructive, and adaptable enough to handle any situation. No ult? No problem. Julian's entire kit is his ultimate. Freya is a berserker with turbo mode. Her passive, Power of Einherjar, cranks her attack speed to absurd levels after every skill. Because why hit once when you can swing like a blender on overdrive? Then there's Spirit Combo, a multi-stage smackdown that damages, slows, and launches enemies. Basically, you're the ball and she's playing volleyball. And when she goes full Valkyrie, Valkyrie Descent buffs her stats and turns her sword into a ranged beatdown machine. If Freya starts spreading her wings, GG, just run away. Jushin is a butterfly-loving mage who spams crowd control and never runs out of mana. Her passive, Crimson Butterflies, turns spent mana into a swarm of butterflies that refund her energy. Basically, cash back for spell casting. Lantern Flare, her second skill, is where the real fun begins. Holding it down zaps enemies non-stop, stacking Soul Snare until they get yeeted into the air. Once she's done toying with them, she can release the skill to fling them somewhere else for good measure. And then there's her ultimate, Crimson Beacon, which lets her blink, gain a shield, and create a damage zone that continuously stacks Soul Snare, essentially a magical bug zapper for enemies. Harith is basically a zooming menace with infinite dashes. His passive, Key Insight, greatly improves his hybrid lifesteal the more enemies are around him. His Synchro Vision throws out twin energy waves that explode on impact, aka double trouble for anyone in the way. Then there's Chrono Dash, his blink and you miss it move that gives him a shield and a supercharged smack that reduces its own cooldown. But the real headache? Zaman Force. This ultimate slows enemies and turbocharges his cooldowns, letting him spam dashes like he's speedrunning a boss fight. Once Harith starts dashing around, good luck keeping up. He's already gone, and you're already dead. Sicilian is a one-man bad apocalypse who only gets stronger over time. His passive, Overflowing, stacks max mana with every skill hit, making him scale infinitely. His Bat Impact hurls a giant bat that slaps harder at the end of its attack range, while Sanguine Claws drags enemies together like an unwanted group hug. And then there's Bat's Feast, where he goes full Dracula, unleashing homing bats that drain enemies and heal him. The longer Sicilian stays alive, the more of a nightmare he becomes. Alice is a vampire queen who just won't die. Her passive, Blood Ancestry, gives her infinite mana, bonus self-healing, and bonus speed every time she levels up. Her flowing blood yeets a blood orb that she can teleport to, making her a living jumpscare, while Blood Awe slams enemies with dark magic, briefly immobilizes them in place, aka, you're not moving. Sorry. Then there's Blood Ode, where she goes full Dracula, draining HP from everyone nearby while healing herself non-stop. If you don't burst her down fast, she's just going to out-heal your damage and make you regret everything. Eve is a cosmic overlord who turns the battlefield into her personal galaxy. Void Blast drops an energy explosion to tell enemies back off. Void Crystal summons a space rock that zaps foes non-stop, and she can fire a continuous beam from it to deal extra damage while slowing them down. Because, of course, running isn't an option. Then there's Real-World Manipulation, aka her giant touchscreen of doom. She spawns a starfield, slows enemies, and taps or swipes to rain destruction. Basically, playing Mobile Legends like a rhythm game while her enemies panic. Matilda is basically a mystical bodyguard with a jetpack. Her first skill, Soul Bloom, lets her summon a squad of floating wisps that auto-attack enemies like heat-seeking mosquitoes, but way deadlier. Then there's Circling Eagle, where she locks onto an enemy hero and literally flies around them, immune to crowd control while charging up a magical beatdown. When she finally lands, she smacks everyone nearby with damage and a knockback because making dramatic entrance isn't just her thing, it's her life. With a mix of mobility, protection, and pure annoyance, Matilda isn't just supporting her team, she's babysitting them at supersonic speed. Kalia is a water-bending wrestler who heals, controls, and suplexes enemies into oblivion. Her passive, Surge of Life, spawns water zones that supercharge her attacks. Dashing, healing allies, and sweeping enemies while creating even more water mayhem. What more could I ask for? With Tidal Strike, she charges in like a tidal wave, knocking enemies airborne. If she hits a wall or water zone edge, she hits herself into the air for an even bigger slam. And Tsunami Slam, her ultimate, pure disrespect. She grabs, slams, and sends shockwaves of pain, all while being completely immune to crowd control. Moral of the story, if there's water, you're getting dunked. Chip is basically a teleporting tech genius who treats the battlefield like his personal racetrack. His ultimate, Shortcut, lets him open a portal and summon his teammates for an instant brawl. Because why walk to a team fight when you can just drag the whole squad there in style? And if that wasn't busted enough, his special skill, Why Walk, lets him teleport between 4 fixed beacons across the map. Rotating? Effortless. Escaping? Just a breeze. Tilting enemies who think they finally caught him? Priceless. Florin is basically the team's pocket healer who never lets her teammates die, whether they're right next to her or halfway across the map. Her first skill is like throwing magical flower seeds at enemies, except instead of growing plants, it damages foes and heals allies, including herself, because self-care matters. Then there's Sprout, where she yeets an energy burst that stuns enemies, because sometimes healing isn't enough, you gotta slap some sense into them too. But the real MVP? Bloom, her ultimate, which instantly heals all teammates no matter where they are, even removing life bane effects while it's active. Basically, if you thought you finally took someone out, surprise! Florin just hit the reset button. Diggy is the ultimate troll support, part-time time traveler, part-time professional annoyance. His passive, Young Again, turns him into an untargetable egg when he dies, letting him waddle around the battlefield, scout enemies, and be a general menace while waiting to respawn. His second skill, Reverse Time, is basically a built-in get over here button. He marks an enemy, and after a short delay, drags them back to where they started. So if you think you're escaping, Diggy just hit you with a rewind button and ruined your day. And then, there's Time Journey, his ultimate teamfight lifesaver. It instantly removes all crowd control from nearby allies and gives them a shield, letting his team charge in while the enemy realizes they just wasted everything. Tsuyu is basically 2 assassins in one, or I guess I should say an assassin and a fighter in one. Being able to switch playstyles mid-fight like it's got a built-in cheat code. If he casts his skills, he turns into a hyperspeed menace, gaining bonus movement speed and attack speed like he just downed an energy drink. But if he hold casts, he trades speed for brute force, buffing his attack damage and reducing incoming damage, because sometimes the best defense is an overwhelming offense. And let's not forget his totally fair and not at all overpowered skill set. Not only does he deal massive damage, but he can also outplay, crowd control, and basically make every fight look like a highlight reel. If you're up against Tsuyu, just know he's always got another trick up his sleeve, and you're just along for the ride. Fanny is basically Spider-Man on steroids, zipping around the map like gravity is just a suggestion. Thanks to her cables, she has absurd mobility, making walls her personal jungle gym. She's also one of the few heroes who can start snowballing as early as level 2, turning squishy enemies into highlight clips before they even know what hit them. If you see a Fanny flying at full speed, just accept your fate, because running, yeah, that's not an option. Hayabusa is basically a ninja with a built-in magic trick. Now you see him, now you're dead. His second skill, Quad Shadow, lets him blink to different spots like he's playing hide and seek with death, keeping enemies guessing where he'll strike next. And then there's his ultimate, Shadow Kill, aka good luck surviving this. He becomes completely untargetable and zips around like a ninja blender, shredding enemies marked by his passive. If you're squishy and he locks onto you, just put your phone down. Your health bar is already gone. Joy is basically a hyperactive cat with a built-in cheat code. Her ultimate, Electrifying Beats, doesn't just cleanse most crowd control, it cranks up her defenses, turning her into a zooming menace and lets her spam damage like she's putting on a one-hero EDM concert. Oh, and did I mention the absurd movement speed? Once she starts grooving, good luck catching her. She's already halfway across the map, frying enemies like a walking lightning storm. Hanzo is the ultimate jungle vacuum. Give him a minute and he'll hit level 4 before most heroes even leave their lane. His first skill, Demon Feast, lets him straight up inhale non-ancient jungle creeps like a hungry black hole, making farming look effortless. But the real nightmare, his ultimate, Pinnacle Ninja, where he leaves his real body and transforms into Hanekage, an unstoppable shadow demon that ignores walls, speeds around like it's on turbo mode, and dishes out ridiculous damage. If you're a squishy hero, congrats, you're now his top priority. And good luck running, because Hanekage will catch on to you. And that wraps up our Ultimate Hero tier list for April. What other heroes do you think deserve to be on this list? Comment down below. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you all next time. Peace.